Good evening, Western Ultimate League fans. My name's Anthony Zignozak Ziegler, and I'm here with my partner,
Charlie Mercer.
And we're underway here in beautiful, gloomy Seattle. The sprinkles have rolled in here, but the Tempests are getting ready to take on the Colorado Alpenglow here in the heart of Seattle, Memorial Stadium. Yeah, like I said, I'm Anthony Ziegler here with Charlie Mercer, and yeah, it looks like a wet one here, folks.
Welcome to Seattle. Last week, Colorado was playing Utah Wild at home in Colorado, and Colorado had to shovel the field because they had gotten a surprise 6 inches of snow just before the start of the game. And so Colorado said, you know, we're going to come up to Seattle and we're going to get the rain. It's the same thing, just not frozen. But we are here for a conference game. So the way the Western Ultimate League is working this year is that every team in each of the conferences is playing one home and one away game against each other, as well as 2 outside of their conference games. And so this matchup does matter because it is within the conference. The top 2 teams from each of the conferences get to go to championship weekend, which is happening also in Colorado. So this is the first of 2 games back-to-back for Colorado and Seattle. So this weekend, Colorado is coming up to Seattle. Next weekend, Seattle is going down to Colorado for the second game of that pair.
Yeah, a little home and away action.
Yeah. So Seattle enters this game with a season record so far of 1-2, and Colorado enters this game with a season record of 2-1. And so they are sort of competing for the top of the league right now. A little bit unclear what the standing like what the tiebreakers would be for like being atop the standings, but Seattle would have the head-to-head, and both teams would have 2-2 records if Seattle wins today, sort of likely putting them as the conference leader for the time being. Looking at this Alpenglow roster, some of the big names you're going to be hearing today, we're going to be talking a lot about 20, Ari Nelson. We'll be hearing a lot as a big thrower for the Alpenglow. We'll be talking a lot about number 48, Aubrey Dietrich, as a huge receiver. And, with 7 goals in that last game against Utah Wild, number 16, Abby Thorpe, just was popping off. And, you know, number 14, Jade McLaughlin, also will be certainly an impact player. Doesn't have quite the stats that we're used to from McLaughlin this year so far, but, you know, their stats really isn't demonstrative of the impact that McLaughlin will have and does have on this Alpenglow roster. So lots of strength here from this Alpenglow roster. Thinking about this Tempest roster, you know, one of the big stories is that there's a ton of turnover from the Tempest roster last year to the Tempest roster this year. You know, there are some big players that didn't come back, but you also have some returners that came back after taking a break. Like number 20, Charlie Eide, is, you know, played Tempest in previous years, took 2023 off for surgery, and is back and is crushing it on the field. You know, we have new players to Tempest, like Nada Tremonte, number 18, who has certainly, you know, moving the offensive flow, does a really great job getting open in space and finding opportunistic chances on the field. But you also have the stalwarts like in Sam Rodenberg and Caitlin Rowling. You know, Caitlin Rowling is getting block after block, and we expect her to do more of the same this game. There's a lot to like about this Tempest roster. And, you know, in talking to the coaches before the game, they're rookies, and there are many of them don't feel like rookies, and they are stepping up in big and small ways. So there's a lot to look forward to in this Tempest Alpenglow game.
Yeah. Whew. Man, it's an exciting time. You see the captains down here ready for the flip, got the observers and the game disc in hand. We're very, very close to getting things going. Ooh.
thinking about the captains, Sarah Ito, number 4, is one of the Alpenglow captains, and even though Ito has been playing competitive ultimate for many years, including representing Team USA in prior Team USA cycles, Ito has never captained a team until now. Ito and I actually played together on the team, a dozen years ago or so, which just speaks to how old both of us are. But, it's like so incredible to have leadership continuing to grow from players, even as they're continuing on in age. And Ito is Grand Masters eligible, meaning that she's above the age of 37, and so can play in these like age-restricted leagues, and is playing some of her best ultimate yet, and continuing to grow and thrive as a player, and that's really fun.
That's very cool to hear that it's their first time captaining a team. It shows like no matter what age you are, you can dive into leadership as long as you give it your all.
Speaking of leadership, you know who's really great about fostering leadership?
Who?
Age Up.
Age Up.
Tell us about Age Up.
Age Up, all girl, everything ultimate program, is a South End based Seattle organization. We do youth leadership development with a focus in social justice, and particularly girls in sports. And yeah.
And why would we be talking about Age Up on this broadcast? What connection does Age Up have to the Seattle Tempest?
Seattle Tempest is connected with Age Up by a lot of interlockings between like the players on the team and people who've come in through the roster have been through our program and help coach in the South End. And yeah, there's a lot of overlap between Age Up and Tempest now.
And Age Up is running the BIPOC round robin that is happening
May 25th, right here at Memorial Stadium. Age Up, where we're teaming up with the Seattle program, both Cascades and Tempest. And yeah, a nice day of play for the BIPOC community here in Seattle and all around. If you're in the area, come out. Come enjoy a safe space to have some fun.
And if you are looking for ways to continue to promote the growth of Age Up, make sure to check out Age Up's during their annual giving campaign during Give Big, May 7th and 8th. You can check out the social media channels of the Seattle Cascades and the Seattle Tempest to get the direct link, or you can Google Age Up and Give Big to find opportunities to contribute to the awesome leadership development work that Age Up is doing to create, more of these leaders in sports, and particularly developing the leadership of, women and girls and women and non-binary individuals and fostering their leadership.
Well said. Shout out Age Up. And here we go, getting us started. Number 6, Haley Bonis on the pole. And we're underway, folks. Off the line, Carly Campana, new to the Tempest, gets it up to Kat Chung. Sam Rodenberg, like a familiar face. Oh. Bunch of traffic signals for a foul. Conversation being had.
I really love that shot that you just had on the video. So you had Alexa Kirkland, who is number 22 in the conversation, making that call, and right behind Alexa was her partner Tommy Lee, who had just played in the Seattle Cascades game with their son Elian. And I think it's just such a beautiful picture of people who are doing it and having everything, right? Alexa and a mom and still competing at this level, where and her partner also competing in professional ultimate, and having a family and supporting their child, who Elian is absolutely delightful. And that is the beauty of ultimate and being able to work hard.
Well said. Shout out the parents still pursuing their passion. Sam Rodenberg with a big denial. Keeping hope alive here for the Tempest. to secure this opening point goal. Cheryl Sue, QB1. Oh, swift little pivot all the way around. Kirkland to Rodenberg. Tempest score first.
Rodenberg with the bookends to signify that they did get that block. Yes, they did get that score on this opening hold for Tempest. One of the changes in the Tempest roster, more than just the roster turnover from last year to this year, but they have really kind of started to shy away from their 3 lines equal rotation to more traditional O&D lines. And so we'll see different sub calling than we have, and it's sort of been morphing throughout the season as the coaches are kind of tinkering with what's going to work with this group of players in order for them to be, the most successful. And so we'll expect to see players like Sam Rodenberg, who is an absolute nose for the end zone, to be playing a lot more offense rather than seeing them kind of go both ways like they were in previous years. And with that, you really allow players like Caitlin Rolling with the pull here to showcase some of their consistent skills. And Rolling is a phenomenal puller, and while they're also great in the air, having them on D for the number of blocks they get is such a huge advantage to the Tempest.
For sure. New year, different roles, same Tempest.
Alpenglow also running O&D lines, and so you can see this is their, more offensively minded line of players.
That sails over the head of McLaughlin. Seattle with a break chance here. Slim organizing her team, walking to the disc. Another one of those Tempest comeback players. Steps through, up to Rolling. Rolling, puts it on a platter for Emily Decker, number 9. Seattle rolling early.
That's a break. As the disc gets wet because of this, light rain, but it is pretty constant, but small droplet size, those backhands are going to be really important.
Just in terms of grip on the disc, it's way easier to throw a backhand in this constant mist. No Sierra. The community is out. Rain, sleet, or shine. Seattle will do its time.
There are more fans here for the Tempest game than there were for the Cascades game. Here we go, women's sports.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of phenomenal pullers, Sadie Jazerski with the pull there, really an excellent puller, can get just so much distance with her pulls. That one was Midland for what she's capable of, but there's definitely, having to pull a little bit upwind right there makes it harder. Shigley and Pesh working in the backfield for Colorado Alpenglow. Ito coming back.
It's the under. Levin lets it go. Connects downfield to Tran.
Thorpe with the disc now.
Ooh, steps all the way around. Ito in prime position. Knocking on the door. Woo! Bailey Shigley in the end zone. Gets Colorado off the donut.
It's really fitting that Shigley is the first person to score. Shigley is a Seattle native. Shigley grew up, went to Roosevelt High School, and moved to Colorado for college, and was coached by number 20 Charlie Eide on Seattle Tempest. So we got a little Tempest Alpenglow connection right there of coach and phenomenal player. And Shigley has really found herself in Colorado and is such a strong player and will be a name that we're saying over and over again in this broadcast. And, it's fun to come home to your family, to your city, and say, look who I am, watch me play.
Yeah. Colorado on the pull. Amy Halverson sends it. Jess Spalding collects, centers to Kirkland. Up to Sue. Rodenberg, familiar names. Looking downfield. Connects, keeps it going. From the handler set to the deep space. Cheryl Sue knocking on the door. Jess Spalding makes a move. Go center instead. Kirkland all the way around. Tracks it down, keeps the foot in. Charlie Ivy, welcome back.
Bailey Shigley with the goal. Coach Charlie Ivy with the next one.
Connections.
I mean, different teams, but it's still really perfect.
Yeah. You love when you bring something up and it comes to fruition on the field.
I think that Charlie Ivy's impact on this Tempest roster hasn't been seen as is another player who isn't necessarily seen through the numbers, but the poise, the experience, the ability to know where to be and when to be there that they bring to this roster, their smarts is really impactful. And it's really phenomenal to have Charlie Ivy back.
Oh yeah.
You can see Jezerski having to wipe off that disc just for how wet it is. You know, conditions definitely deteriorating from what they were this afternoon.
Ooh, OB.
Tempest has been refining this little junk situation that they have, and these conditions definitely make something like that more effective.
Creating some chaos, yeah.
Yeah. Intentionally leaving a couple players open.
Ooh, over the top. Ito comes down with it somehow. Uh-oh. Fast break opportunity. Tempest on the attack. Centers to Ikran. Elmi to Slim. Gets it back. They play catch as they organize downfield. Tremonte gets rid of it. Jezerski puts one on the platter. Tremonte in the end zone. Seattle feeling good. Home cooking.
Tremonte, new this year, but one of the players I highlighted earlier has a lot of experience from other players, other places that they are bringing into their field time with Tempest.
Yeah, with all that turnover, people with new faces that we haven't seen so much of since last year and years prior, it is really a chance to prove yourself, and it's great to see.
And with this close-up, you can really see how much rain is coming down on the players. Mm-hmm. And so this is definitely going to be a big part of the story of this game. With that break, Seattle is now up 4-1 with just 5 minutes into this first quarter. After having kind of a rough particularly rough 2 first games, you know, Seattle coming out big early is what they were looking to do, and starting to look like last year's roster as they're able to build momentum. And this has got to be a surprise to Colorado, who had such a strong game against the game last week was messy, largely because of conditions, but, you know, have a lot to be proud of with their play against the Wild. And we're having many highlight reel plays. And that version of Colorado is slow to start right now. This offensive possession for Alpenglow, you know, is an opportunity for them to say, hey, we're ready. We just got off a plane. We're waking up, but like, we are here to compete and show that we are a strong team.
For sure. Oh, good chase there by Whiffler. Sevilla centers it. Rory Veldman lets one go. To Alpenglow, to Tempest. Whiffler with the denial.
Veldman, known for putting up lots of big throws. Great block by Whiffler. I think that I would compare Veldman to Jezerski as a player that the team relies on to take shots deep. And not all of them are going to connect, but it is important to be able to stretch the offense and take those shots because it will open up the unders. And so I think we'll see a lot more of Veldman shooting.
Yeah, keeping the defense honest, like we will shoot this. Now Tempest on the attack now. Future, looking downfield, a little short.
Another Tempest player who had taken the season off and is back.
Discussion going on.
Clock is still going. You can see that pre-check coming in there where players get to start moving before the player with the disc is allowed to make any throwing motion.
Remersa, close to getting a block.
This game getting a little feisty.
Here's McKee with the disc. Swings it around to McLaughlin. Back and forth we go. Switching it up and back down the field. Alpenglow.
Blaise Sevier with the disc is another one of those players who is new to the Alpenglow roster, but not new to competitive ultimate. Brings a wealth of experience and is, certainly an impact player.
Ooh. Veldman leaving their feet.
That was an incredible block by Veldman. That timing, huge.
Oh, not the gloves. ID walks it to the line. Jezerski goes up line. Oh.
And there's the wet disc.
Veldman picks it up, sends it to McLaughlin. Alpenglow finish off that point.
There was a call on the field. Veldman should be very proud of themselves. Timeout was called.
Oh.
I should have tested.
A timeout was called before the Tempest player threw it. So Tempest will maintain possession. The observers did not communicate sufficiently. There are only two of them today.
Yeah.
They did not successfully convey that play needed to have stopped. And so, what a call by that Tempest coaching staff.
Yeah. Could be the difference.
Shout out to Deb Scheibe and Pam Krause, the Tempest coaching staff, for knowing your team, knowing your players, and getting in that timeout call right before. Able to put on their O-line full of, experienced players. Setting up like a true, full three handlers, using the width of the field in that Tempest sort of split stack offense that they have become known for. And I really like how Alpenglow is shifting the defense to that side of the field and leaving the players on the far side of the field.
Spalding lets
totally
one go.
open.
Oh. Alpenglow looking to take advantage here. McLaughlin stepping around.
Stall is called a number of passes ago. Stall called on Varoma. Observer saying that it's not a stall, so it has that one continuation pass. So disc is coming in.
Foul on the throw.
Love it when players use their hand signals. Kat Chung signaling that it was an uncontested foul. Coming back to Halverson.
You can feel the intensity. Both of these teams really wanting this. Oh, a nice put goes up. Robin Fassett Carmen comes down with it in the end zone. Wow.
You know, for the game when I was talking to the Alpenglow coaches, I was like, who are some players that we should be watching but aren't some of your like big name players? And one of the ones they mentioned was Robert Fassett Carmen. Just someone who grinds, who works hard, and does stuff like that, right? Hustle all the way through, you know, and continuing to always grow as a player.
Also, shout out to 88, a kind of Kleinkopf with that throw. With the wind, I mean, with this rain right now, to put that flick out there perfectly like that, that was a great throw.
Yeah, it's gross right now.
I know it's reaching us, and we're a little bit back from the rain. So I can imagine being down there. Kirkland now for Seattle. O-line. Lorto.
Alpenglow with a junk of their own.
Tight roping it up the sideline is the Tempest as they start to fan out now. Oh.
Great work, great pressure by that Alpenglow defense. I think that was really a team D trying to force it to that far sideline, putting a bunch of bodies there to make Tempest have to work it through. However, this Alpenglow offense is really between one set of hash marks.
Caitlin rolling with the run through.
We said Roland could be getting blocks.
Trying to get the roll back like Walmart. Swinging it now is Cheryl Sue. Tempest looking to strike. Laura Toe in the end zone.
You can see the Tempest players flooding the field, celebrating, trying to get their energy up. I think that keeping energy up, supporting teammates, is going to be a big part of this game and who is able to have success. You know, you can look at their faces, they're goofing off, they're having fun. Tempest is committed to hyping each other up. That is a controllable that, you know, that matters. Technically, they're moving the disc laterally across the field to that break sideline. You know, continued passes. Laura Toe did a great job completing that, seeing that open space.
Laura Toe, age-up alum.
That's why we should have age up.
Totally.
I see what you did there.
At least one per season. There goes Bert Cherry on the pole. Alpenglow taking some time while they can to dust it off, dry it off. Ari Nelson. They're looking for a target. Finds one. Gets it back. Squeezes it by. Up to Tran. Levin gets it off. Switching the field now.
Having Pesh as a left-handed thrower in the backfield is really great for opening up space.
He totally does.
That was a little forced.
Fair. Shigley connects in the end zone to Tran. Alpenglow, strike back.
That was a really nice possession from Alpenglow. They were able to transition from the zone that Tempest had set into, like when Tempest switched to person, they flowed, they found the spaces, they moved the disc laterally. Those are the offensive possessions that Alpenglow is looking for in order to, you know, close this 2-point deficit.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the offense that Alpenglow is capable of. You know, last year Alpenglow gave Tempest one of their only 2 losses. That Tempest roster that was absolutely stacked, one championship weekend. This Alpenglow roster, or a previous version of it, you know, beat them by 4. Getting those roller pulls.
Jess Spalding gets centered too.
Pull play didn't materialize.
Ooh. Spalding, downfield, Rodenberg can't jump it in. An inch away from the goal. Cheryl Sue finishes it off. Tempest rolling.
Rolling and rolling.
Yeah.
That was a really nice touch throw by Spalding there. You could see how Spalding was measured in their delivery of the huck. Really, really thinking about the placement. That, you know, finishing with Sue and Rodenberg. There's that last pass just up to Sue. Sue's normally throwing the assists as opposed to catching the goals.
I was just thinking that.
But why can't you do both?
Complete players out here. Sadie Jezerski with a nice one with some loft.
Those are the pulls I was talking about earlier from Jezerski.
Gives Baroma time to get down and sets a good mark. Swinging. Ooh. Towing it in.
Thorpe does really well catching the disc in the end zone, but they are having some miscues with this weather in the middle of the field when they're getting the disc.
Time goes off. Tempest, nobody, never mind. Usually they'd get a chance to go score, but turnover ends it. Okay. Tempest on top, 6-3 as we head to the end of the first here. Anything you want to say before we go to break?
Seattle is coming out strong in both of these games. Seattle leading at the end of the first quarter for both the Cascades and the Tempest as the second game of this doubleheader continues, and that is something that Tempest can be proud of in front of this home stadium. And Alpenglow very much still in it. Very strong team. We're going to see where it can go in the last 3 quarters of this game. Stay tuned.
In pursuit, but it is caught. Lisa Zettner.
What an incredible!
Oh, my goodness, the layout grab from Kristen Pajunas.
I just stood up. I couldn't even sit for that. First of all, the angle of that throw. Second of all, the finish. And watch the inside out. Just look at the angle of this throw. What a great grab.
Hi, I'm Cheryl Sue, and I'm number 24. This year's team is going to look a little bit different, but I'm excited to see this version of Tempest build our identity and find our way to play and represent Seattle as a new group. Winning back-to-back titles was awesome, but we never want to be satisfied with what we've achieved in the past. I'm sure that this year's Tempest team is going to be hungry to grow and improve, and I'm excited to continue to build chemistry and dial in our systems.
OT. Number 7, Giants and Chargers, Justin Herbert. Wait a minute. Hang on a minute.
Looks like that's Western Ultimate League Frisbee. I'd know it anywhere.
It looks like Cody Lippincott, right? Mm-hmm. Laying out, well done.
All right, so I'm going to just guess.
Hi, my name is Ikran Ilmi, or Icky. I'm number 0 on the Seattle Tempest. I feel excited. I'm excited to meet new players and continue playing with old players. Some personal goals that I have for this season is hitting the gym. Another goal that I have is just enjoying the process of playing on the Tempest team. I feel like last year it went by really fast and I don't really have as much memorable memories that I would like to have. So this year, cherishing time with players. I think the Tempest 24 is capable of doing anything that we set our minds to, as long as we're committed to our goals. I think we can achieve maybe winning the championship.
Back second quarter action here. Pull already happened. Seattle came out in their junk set. There's been a lot of throws so far, and Seattle's matching up here. Levin steps around. Nelson wisely lets that go to their teammate. Shigley surveying. Finds one she likes. Oh, up line, no connection. Nobody home.
You were just watching an ad about Ikran Elmi talking about what Tempest means to them. Now you can see him play live.
Oh, yeah. Pesh with the D. Oh, bringing it back. Looks like there's a foul call on the throw.
On Elmi's throw, which would have it go back to that first throw. Discussion still happening. Observer entering the picture to be able to make a call if necessary.
Let's try this again. Elmi with the disc. Ooh. Gets it off in risky territory. Oh, over the fingertips of Rolling, as Colorado in a advantageous position here. Nelson going to pick it up. They're going to have the disc at the front cone with Pesh in the backfield. Pesh looking for an option. Tempest playing good defense here in the front cone. Has a call going on. Observer got nutmegged.
Timeout called by Colorado.
Tempest were playing pretty good defense right there for the first couple actions there.
Colorado bringing their full coaching staff up with them. So they have Stephanie Schlosser, Joe Durst, and Lena Gorin all here at the field. And I think that Alpenglow is really benefiting from the experience that that coaching staff brings. You can, see the Alpenglow coaches on the field supporting their players in exactly what they want them to do to be able to convert on this possession.
For sure. 4 brains are better than 1.
Setting up in a relatively traditional vert stack, leaving a lot of diagonal from where the thrower is, given that the disc is coming in on the sideline. Putting a lot of trust in Nelson to have that disc with that rain, with not a reset behind them, but in the stack.
Squeezing it in there. Nelson connects.
To Thorpe.
Spikes with authority.
That is what Thorpe is best at. You want Thorpe to catch it in the end zone. 7 of 13 goals from last game, right? They had scored.
Wow.
Thorpe had scored 4 of the first 5 four of the first 5 goals from that game.
Production.
And frequently with phenomenal spikes like that one.
That would be cool in slow motion.
Score is now 4-6.
Just under 10 minutes remaining in the first half.
Still a lot of game left to go.
A lot of game. Everybody out there is a gamer. We'll see how this story unfolds. A nice roller on some good shape there.
Getting it out the sideline, so they're able to get that trap on the sideline right away.
Past the 50. Kirkland. Oh. Good D here by Alpenglow. With a good chance to cut the deficit in half. Tosses it up. Kirkland, double-handed. No way.
Gaining those yards, batting it forward a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Veteran. Cheryl Sue finds a spot, places it there. Rodenberg knows what to do. Comes down in the end zone. Count on 14.
That was a creative throw by Sue. And luckily, Rodenberg and Sue played a lot together. So Rodenberg was like, yep, I'm going to read it. I'm going to get into position.
That's one thing about the flat ball, the frisbee, the disc, is like, there's so many ways you can throw it, you know? Creativity is key.
Yeah, going, Akane Kleinkopf did a good job, getting into position, but because there was just enough edge on the disc, it really came back right over Akane's head.
And sometimes downfield defenders, they're expecting like a certain type of throw in certain situations, and when you use your creativity, it might throw some people off, and it worked out there. Rolling, let's one go. Tempest still up 3. Under 9 remaining. Loving this junk zone. I don't know exactly what they call it. It looks like it's doing its job. Pesh losing yards to Nelson.
Looks like it's largely a cup in the front and person in the back with a little bit of trading.
Very intricate. Oh, through the 5-hole. Up to Shigley. You got to lose yards to gain yards. Up to Nelson now. Power position. Flutter.
But getting that grip and that power on the forehand when the disc is wet, it is hard to throw that.
Not ideal, yeah.
Nelson normally really reliable for those big hucks.
I could tell by how confident they were on that one. Tremonte connects downfield. Mayer, oh, Elmi, just out of the hands. Nelson picks up. Shigley with a gainer. Wisely doesn't look for that forehand, swinging it around the other side. Ito
is gearing up for that big forehand, but thought better of it.
Nelson with a nice step around backhand. Downfield to Thorpe. Resets. Loops it around. Now on the forehand side. Pesh now. 7 yards out. Shot goes up. Bailey Shigley in the end zone for another one. Low kick.
That was a great work. Great work by Colorado there.
Very patient. Tried both sides. Backhand side, no. Okay, we'll go forehand. We're not afraid.
Really clean possessions. That handler trio of, you know, Pesh and Shigley and Nelson works really well together to move the disc. And, you know, when they're executing like that, they're fire.
Keeping the pressure on Seattle. I always like the parallel between the Tempest and the Alpenglow is I guess it's not really with the Tempest, never mind. Let's just get back to the gameplay. Spalding over the toe. I was thinking Cascades and Alpenglow. Both mountains, but
I think it still works because I think, you know, an Alpenglow is like that shine when the sun is setting over the mountains and how you get the glow of the mountains. And in Colorado, you have lots of mountains, and in Seattle, you have a lot of mountains. And both places are known for some wacky weather events. So you also have Tempest as a weather event that could happen in either location.
Thank you, save me. Spalding finds a target. And Campana gets it back. Just about 6 minutes now. Heidi with a big fake. Finds toe. Lets it go, Campana. Ooh. Good play on the defense.
Campana has been pretty impactful for Tempest so far. One of those rookies that's getting a lot of playtime.
That was Sevier on the pressure there for Alpenglow.
Another rookie.
And they get the up line and lets it go downfield into a crowd. Ooh. Seattle gets their hands on it. Ivy with a gainer. Ivy's fakes are getting me. I thought that was up for sure. Ivy sails out of bounds. Colorado with another chance to cut into this lead with 5 minutes remaining in the first half.
I think if you're trying to, you know, learn from these players and grow your game, watching the fakes that ID delivers and the fakes that Spalding delivers, you know, they are both really effective because any of their fakes could be throws, and so they genuinely move their mark.
Same as like a cutter has to set their cut up downfield, like a thrower has to set up the throws that they want by moving the mark.
And McKee trying to move Lorato's mark here, saying Lorato's a little bit too close on that mark, calling a foul.
Move back. That's Spalding. Just enough pressure. Seattle gets another crack at it. Lorato from the toe, lets it go. And you know, Seattle with another score with a dirty hold there, I believe.
To Campana, one of those players we were just talking about. I think it's another example of that combination between that veteran experience from Morito with the new energy from Carly Campana. Spalding, another player who, like Charlie Eide and Alexa Mersa, i.e. Future, who had left Tempest and is now back.
Oh yeah.
With the one that, Spalding, the one who got the block there.
They've been there before, and they have the leadership qualities to come back and infuse some of that championship DNA to some of these new Tempests. We'll see how it unfolds as the season progresses. Good pull there. Pesh picks it up. Nelson gets it off. Stephanie Lim and Emily Decker up front here for the Tempest. Oh, Ito a little behind. Decker, now Crowley. To Lim. Crowley comes down in the end zone with a little bump, no problem. Seattle is pumped.
A little rain didn't bother me anyway.
That's a break. Adds to their lead. Just under 4 minutes remaining.
Alpenglow coaches trying to, refocus the team. Still a pretty small deficit, even though Tempest did just get a break there, which did extend the deficit. But, 4 points, this is still very doable.
Yeah. I'm going to harp on it every time I hit. The end of quarters is very, very crucial time. Especially building momentum, it matters. It might snowball.
But we get another look at the handler work for Alpenglow.
McKee looking for an option.
This looks like more of a swing line as opposed to their traditional O-line for Alpenglow. You still have Pesh back there, but you have, you don't have Nelson on, you don't have Shigley on. And I think that is smart from a coaching staff. Like, okay, this O-line is doing it. Let's give them a break. Let's give other players a chance to shine, see how they're going to do.
With a pause for the
Call on the field. Ruled no foul. Pre-stall happening.
I do feel some urgency from Alpenglow on this point. As Veldman lets one go. Ooh, collision.
That grab by Sevier was dirty.
Vito Moorcroft, the beneficiary.
I think that this swing line did exactly what they're supposed to do when they get out there. They play with a little bit more pizzazz, a little bit more chance than potentially like the traditional O-line does. You can see that from that push from Veldman to Sevier, but they play with that fire, and that's what Alpenglow needs right now. Like just a little bit more fire, a little bit, like you said, urgency to get them going. And with that, if they can carry that over and have this D point become a break point, they're looking good.
Snowball.
But it's not snowing there right now.
Snowing somewhere. On the pull. Halverson gets a nice roll. Sue picks up, swings to Spalding. That's around to Kirkland.
Alpenglow throwing a junk of their own, really trying to muck up the middle of the field.
Spalding creatively over the top to Campana. Ooh. A little lower than intended. Kirkland lets one go. Sue in pursuit. Sue sets up for Campana. Seattle Tempest connects in the end zone. Scores now 6-10 with just over 2 minutes remaining before halftime.
One of the tenets of the Tempest offense is to gain yards, ideally on the reset. And so to look for places to push downfield and to like push vertically downfield and then sort of curl and like curl back to the thrower to give, create a little bit more angle. And that's exactly what you saw there. From Kirkland to Sue, Sue is pushing downfield for a bunch of yards. And then Campana is pushing downfield from Sue to gain a bunch of yards and like curling right at the end. In like traditionally Ultimate abides by the rule of thirds, right? Where you don't want on like a long away shot, you don't want the thrower and the receiver to be in the same third. You want it to go across thirds so you have a better angle. However, the aggressiveness of this Tempest offense is like, nah, we trust our throwers. They can do that. And so they're pushing them to gain those yards and be really aggressive. And I think that's a textbook example of how it looks and is really effective when it's being run well.
They rep that. They're
Yes.
doing that in warm-ups. Nelson with a nice inside shot here to start us off. Gets it right back. Still trying to figure out the Seattle defensive situation. Ooh. Jeff Crowley gets the block. That's Seattle with another break opportunity. Here with a chance to get it to 5 with just about a minute remaining. Taking their time. Jezierski set to pick up. Ito on the mark. Decker shimmies. A little early. Off to the middle. Clap catch for Slim. Slim, Jezierski, and Decker working right now. Oh, a little short. Nelson picks up. 45 seconds remaining. Need an option. Oh no. Seattle picks up, quickly capitalizes.
I love that sassy throw from Jezierski. It's just like, whoop, here you go, Steph Lim. Has all sorts of attitude written all over it. It's phenomenal. And I think that's like really how Jezierski plays.
For sure. A tough string of events there for Colorado. We'll see how they respond with 37 seconds remaining.
If Tempest didn't call a timeout, they need to clear the field quickly. It's not that much time between points. Yeah, that line calling for Tempest a little bit rough there, a little bit slower than they needed it to be. As a reminder that for this end of quarter situation, that the clock can run out and whichever team has possession of the disc will be able to complete their possession.
Meldman swinging it. Sevier. 15 seconds left on the clock. Colorado doing a good job clock managing. Making sure that they're the last ones who can score right now. pick downfield will ensure that.
So this is the last possession of the first half. We will play until either Colorado scores or a turnover happens.
Ooh, over the top. So McLaughlin, all the way around, Veldman. Oh, unable to collect. Just kidding, there's some talk going on.
Players are signaling a violation and that the disc is going to go back. That big V that you see in the air means there's a violation. Players use it to signal that something didn't happen. We don't have this exact language to communicate what we needed. Generally, it means that there's an kind of like undistinguished infraction. Players weren't set up of like how the disc was probably coming in.
It's kind of like, what's going on, you know? Gets it off, keeps it in bounds. McLaughlin. Oh, lets it go. It dies out before it gets there. And that is the first half. Seattle Tempest on top of Colorado Alpenglow, 11-6.
Seattle really thriving at home today. So that's a really definitive first half from Tempest. And knowing Alpenglow, they're going to come out with some fire. They're going to come out with some adjustments in the second half to try and make a run at it.
Oh yeah. So stay with us. We have some more Western Ultimate League action for you after this.
Hey, my name is Drea Broma. I'm number 23 on Tempest, and this is my interview.
What are some personal goals you have for this upcoming season?
I want to get more highlights. It's fun to see myself on the screen.
Says no.
What do you think this team is capable of going into the season?
And 3-peat, right? That's the whole goal. If not winning, what else is there?
Disc is in Tempest's hand, and as well as a second championship.
What feels different going into this season?
Ooh, for us, I think it's all about chemistry building and about kind of figuring out what kind of team this year would be.
What do you think this team can improve on even after winning back-to-back titles?
There's always something to improve, right? But I think it's maintaining our solid foundation and building on individual highlights, and just if you're good at something, why not showcase that?
We believe that women and non-binary athletes deserve to be seen and our abilities showcased for the world to see.
We believe in perpetuating Ultimate by establishing professional teams and developing future generations of players.
We believe players of all identities and backgrounds deserve an equal opportunity to be recognized and lauded for our achievements in our sport.
We believe
in sustainably and responsibly creating equitable and accessible avenues for women and non-binary athletes to join and participate in our sport.
We believe that being transparent, open,
and responsive to criticism is critical,
and that there should always be space
to fix our mistakes,
grow, and be better. We are the Western Ultimate League.
Hi, I'm Sadie Jezierski. I'm number 77 and I play for Seattle Tempest. I would love to play with even more joy that I had last year. I think last year was just like a lot of growing, getting to know people here and in the community since I was so new to Seattle. I think now that I kind of have my feet under me and kind of get to know people more. I just really want to play with a lot of joy and just play to win. I think for the team, just obviously every team's different, every vibe is different in culture. So with this year, a new team and new people coming in, it's just going to be totally different in how people adjust and how people help each other out. And I think that's just one big difference, but it's a really great one. I think this upcoming season is really awesome. I think we have a lot of room to grow even from last season. I think we're definitely capable of winning again. I mean, Seattle is such a great hub for Ultimate. Everyone wants to get better. Everyone wants to improve each other. I think that just shows within our play and with winning back-to-back championships also.
In pursuit, but it is caught. Teresa Zettner.
What an incredible!
Oh, my goodness, the layout grab from Kristen Pajunas.
I just stood up. I couldn't even sit for that. First of all, the angle of that throw. Second of all, the finish. And watch the inside out. Just look at the angle of this throw. What a great grab.
Hi, I'm Cheryl Sue, and I'm number 24. This year's team is going to look a little bit different, but I'm excited to see this version of Tempest build our identity and find our way to play and represent Seattle as a new group. Winning back-to-back titles was awesome, but we never want to be satisfied with what we've achieved in the past. I'm sure that this year's Tempest team is going to be hungry to grow and improve, and I'm excited to continue to build chemistry and dial in our systems.
OT.
Number 7, Giants and Chargers, Justin Herbert. Wait a minute. Hang on a minute.
Nope. Looks like that's Western Ultimate League Frisbee. I'd know it anywhere.
It looks like Cody Lippincott, right? Laying out, well done.
All right, so I'm going to just guess.
Hi, my name is Ilmi, or Icky. I'm number 0 on the Seattle Tempest. I feel excited. I'm excited to meet new players and continue playing with old players. Some personal goals that I have for this season is hitting the gym. Another goal that I have is just enjoying the process of playing on the Tempest team. I feel like last year it went by really fast and I don't really have as much memorable memories that I would like to have. So this year, cherishing time with players. I think the Tempest 24 is capable of doing anything that we set our minds to, as long as we're committed to our goals. I think we can achieve maybe winning the championship.
Hey, my name is Drea Broma. I'm number 23 on Tempest, and this is my interview.
What are some personal goals you have for this upcoming season?
I want to get more highlights. It's fun to see myself on the screen.
Baroma says no!
What do you think this team is capable of going into the season?
Man, 3-peat, right? That's the whole goal. If not winning, what else is there?
This is in Tempest's hand, and as well as a second championship.
What feels different going into this season?
Ooh, for us, I think it's all about chemistry building and about kind of figuring out what kind of team this year would be.
What do you think this team can improve on even after winning back-to-back titles?
There's always something to improve, right? But I think it's maintaining our solid foundation and building on individual highlights, and just if you're good at something, why not showcase that?
We believe that women and non-binary athletes deserve to be seen and our abilities showcased for the world to see.
We believe in perpetuating Ultimate by establishing professional teams and developing future generations of players.
We believe players of all identities and backgrounds deserve an equal opportunity to be recognized and lauded for our achievements in our sport.
We believe
and sustainably and responsibly creating equitable and accessible avenues for women and non-binary athletes to join and participate in our sport.
We believe that being transparent,
open,
and responsive to criticism is critical,
and that there should always be space
to fix our mistakes,
grow, and be better.
We are the Western Ultimate League.
Hi, I'm Sadie Jezerski. I'm number 77 and I play for Seattle Tempest. I would love to play with even more joy that I had last year. I think last year was just like a lot of growing, getting to know people here and in the community since I was so new to Seattle. I think now that I kind of have my feet under me and kind of get to know people more, I just really want to play with a lot of joy and just play to win. I think for the team, just obviously every team's different, every vibe is different in culture. So with this year, a new team and new people coming in, it's just going to be totally different in how people adjust and how people help each other out. And I think that's just one big difference, but it's a really great one. I think this upcoming season is going to be really awesome. I think we have a lot of room to grow even from last season. I think we're definitely capable of winning again. I mean, Seattle is such a great hub for Ultimate. Everyone wants to get better. Everyone wants to improve each other. I think that just shows within our play and with winning back-to-back championships also.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Second half, Tempest, Alpenglow, coming at you soon.
Let's go!
How you feeling, Charlie?
We're here at Memorial Stadium. We're under the Space Needle.
Oh yeah, I was just looking up there.
It's really spectacular. Like, I appreciate the World's Fair, 1964 World's Fair, for bringing the Space Needle to our city.
How'd they do that?
Modern marble.
That's crazy.
And we get to enjoy it here in Memorial Stadium in the last year that we will be playing in Memorial Stadium, because Memorial Stadium is due for a refurb.
Oh yeah. Wow.
But for now, we get to embrace the wonky weather and the swirly winds that happen in Memorial Stadium. It's kind of fun that, you know, Memorial Stadium, home of the Tempest, has the kind of swirly wind up high, whereas Colorado Alpenglow's home stadium has more of a one-sided upwind downwind situation. Both teams used to playing in the wind in their home stadiums.
Back to the game. Third quarter underway. Rodenberg up to Kirkland. Oh, tries to force it up line. Nothing doing. Alpenglow with a chance to break here after half.
Thanks to that block by Sevier.
Sevier. Oh, tough throw.
Uncontested foul, or looked like there might have been a foul call, but McGee saying nope.
Yeah. Spalding picks it up. Seattle sets up end zone.
That looked like some blown coverage from Alpenglow. Sue was just too open. Looked like there was an intended switch to try to have some players on both sides of the stack right at the front.
Yeah. Got to have both sides of the puzzle on the same page, on the same table.
Seattle now doubling Colorado's score.
Oh, quick math. 6:12, 11 minutes remaining in the third.
Fun fact about Colorado, some of their players actually live in New Mexico. And they have been able to make that New Mexico connection. But I really love that, you know, Colorado Alpenglow is named for the whole state and is pulling players across multiple states, whereas Seattle's named for the city. And has a couple players in Tacoma, but really is just pulling players from Seattle.
Oh. Able to corral it. Kleinkoff gets it back. Petch. Grabs and pulls it through.
Seattle in a 2-3-2.
Ito thinks better of it. Connects downfield.
Generally a good thought for Ito's flick hook.
It's tough when you know you have that in your bag and the conditions don't make it optimal. Swinging it around. On the other side, Kleinkopf. Esch. Seattle's really making them work. Ito unloads to the back of the end zone. Sarah Levin comes down with a goal for the Alpenglow.
Levin is one of those players who doesn't necessarily look open like initially, but once that disc goes up, gets really open and is able to gain separation. So, you know, find Levin on the screen as soon as you can and watch how Levin gains more separation as that disc is going. It's really great placement by Levin there. It's definitely one of their superpowers.
Speaking of superpowers, today in the stadium, it's Hero Day. Shout out to all the healthcare workers. Appreciate you.
They got free tickets to watch Seattle Tempest.
Ball goes up and out of bounds.
I hope those healthcare workers are enjoying that bouncy house that's over there, because it looks pretty fun. I want to go bounce the bouncy house.
I don't remember the last time I've been in one.
Come to the Tempest games. You get to bounce in a bouncy house. And you get to watch players like Cheryl Sue do rad stuff right now. Like throw resets.
And Hucks downfield to Campana.
Called it! Let's go!
Ooh, that's a familiar connection. Just like some Wi-Fi.
That was a beautiful touch throw from Cheryl Sue.
Touch.
Sue's another one of those players, you know, this Tempest offense is predicated on being really aggressive, looking downfield to gain yards. And Sue is asked to put those throws up, whether or not they work. You know, season after season, sometimes Sue connects on them. Sometimes Sue doesn't. And that one had so beautiful, had so much touch, is phenomenal. Campana is a great receiver, did a great job like finding the space between the two Alpenglow defenders to complete that. But, you know, hats off to Sue for continuing to find those and take those shots downfield. It's what makes that Tempest offense work.
Alpenglow looking to respond. Ito now. Now on the sideline. Tran. Stutter step. Gets it back. The shot is up. In the back of the end zone. Towing it in. As Abby Thorpe for another one.
That Nelson-Thorpe connection's really fun. I really love Nelson's form as they're throwing. Let's see, Tran's gonna go to Thorpe. We can watch them, how they step back. Yeah, the way they just kind of like lean back a little bit to get an extra slice on that is really fun. Thorpe had great awareness towing that back line.
Nice slice of gold pie.
You know, I think that, you know, Thorpe and Nelson play together in other places. And I think one of the things that I appreciate about Alpenglow is they have this inclusive, welcoming environment for everyone. And it's such a great cross-section of the Colorado Ultimate community. They have players that have captained or are captaining on, you know, all of the major club teams and are able to get this true cross section by creating such a welcoming environment that wants and celebrates everyone. It's really a beautiful thing and has created such a enjoyable culture to be around.
Jess Spalding whips a forehand in there.
To Hannah DeVault.
Really pulled that out the vault.
Har. And just as I was talking about Alpenglow really being able to have a cross-section of players from across the, you know, Colorado and to some extent New Mexico Ultimate communities, that is what has Tempest's success in past seasons has really been based off of. Able to take the top players from lots of different programs and pull them together in a really special environment, and what has fueled the success of Tempest in the past. And so I think that's a really fun and special exemplar that we have here of two programs who've been able to create something really unique within this pro ultimate scene. And it's something to be celebrated.
For sure. Oh, Kaylin Rowland gets a finger in there.
Crowd does not. Crowd has opinions right now.
That's what you do. You talk about it. Looks like foul is going to happen. Contestant, send it back. Good talk, good talk, good talk.
I don't want to be around Rolling. Rolling's gonna get some blocks. I mean, I want to be around Rolling socially, just not, you know, having them guard me on the field.
Kleinkopf working hard in the backfield. Unloads a good gainer to Pesh. Pesh puts it in a nice spot. Now downfield. Thorpe gets it off. Shigley. Oh. Oh.
Thorpe with another goal.
Is that lefty?
Yes.
Nice. Shigley with creativity there at the front cone.
This is what Thorpe does really well. You know, that spunk, that attitude, and catching goals in the end zone. That's where you want Thorpe to get it. And now that that's what they're doing, that's the fuel for Alpenglow. Give it to Thorpe in the end zone. That's what's making their success. Yeah, throwing those hammers, that's not what Thorpe does.
You gotta throw the fake. I could.
But catching goals in the end zone. Replay confirmed, you were correct. Shigley did change hands and throw that leading lefty.
Picking it up, centering to Kirkland. Colorado coming down, trying to apply pressure. Seattle finds the safety valve downfield. Keeps it going. Not quite in yet. Campana ditches it off.
To
Kat Chung. Yep.
That's a quick response from Seattle. Seven minutes left. There's still a lot of game going on.
A lot of game. 5 points. They can still be in this. Horizontal greatness. Dish it off. Bucket. Shout out the crowd, the youngins, showing their pride for Seattle Ultimate. Oh, a quick turn. Seattle looking to apply that pressure. Decker taps it in, but not in. Cherry off the line. Oh, through the middle. Jezerski through the bump. Gets it to Cherry for a score. Oh yeah. Unfortunate mishap for Colorado there. Leads to Seattle growing their lead. Now up 7 with 6:30 remaining in the third quarter.
I love the look on Cherry's face there. I'm gonna stick my hand out. Oh, I got it. Yeah, we're good.
It's a goal nonetheless.
Rolling with another pull here. Their pulls have gotten much better. They're really clean, getting a lot of distance, have a lot of shape.
Nelson gets it back.
That was an interesting D from Tempest, who was doing their their flip cup situation where they have the cup in the front and the person in the back, but they had rolling. I signed to Thorpe. They were like, rolling, you're our best deep defender. We're gonna go put you on Thorpe, who's scoring all the goals. And so it had an extra Colorado player open downfield because for briefly, Thorpe was kind of double covered. But I think it just speaks to how critical of a player Thorpe is to the Colorado offense. But having them in the backfield with Pesh is kind of interesting.
Good help off of Thorpe. Now Tran gets it to Thorpe. Oh, drops it off to Levin in the end zone.
Thorpe throwing that assist, striding away with there's like a lot of swagger.
Mm-hmm.
Thorpe might be my favorite player. I just really love how they walk with so much swagger. So much like, I just did that. I'm a flippin' baller. Watch me go.
Mm-hmm. You see it.
I own it. Hashtag women's sports. We're awesome.
Retweet.
(10:16), 4 minutes left.
Pull goes up. Bonis on the pull. Toe collects, centers. Campana. Hits Chung. The crowd is anticipating something. Ooh, just over the head of Laura Toe there. Colorado with another chance to cut into the lead. Ouchie. Key with an unfortunate landing there.
Injury substitution happening. Kleinkopf going in. And it does look like that McKee wasn't able to keep possession, so this is an opportunity for Seattle Tempest.
Not playing no games. Campana strikes it into Chung again.
Second time they had that connection.
Run it back. The lead back up to 7 with just over 3 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Yeah, this scoreboard looks a lot different than the last game I saw Colorado in. Weather does mean a lot.
Yeah, I mean, heading into this game, the stats between the teams were heavily favoring Alpenglow. So, you know, Alpenglow was scoring an average of over 15 goals a game, and Tempest was scoring an average of 11, almost 12 goals a game. Both teams were having about 14 goals scored against them, but Alpenglow was generating a lot more offensive firepower, which is why they'd won 2 of their 3 games. You know, both teams had completion percentages around 85%, but the big difference was in their like hold percentages and break percentages. So Alpenglow was holding 65% of the time versus Tempest holding 59% of the time. And, you know, Alpenglow breaking 32% of the time versus Tempest breaking 20% of the time. Like, Alpenglow's stats across the board look a lot better, but that's not what we're seeing in this game.
Those are great stats. Numbers don't lie.
But you know what number continues to not look great for Tempest? Their red zone efficiency at 42% versus Alpenglow's 69%. However, Tempest is working on it.
Sails over the head of Slim. Picking up, now on the attack, Alpenglow to Thorpe. Little rocker shimmy over to Ito. Lets it go. Oh, Levin unable to scoop that up off the ground. 1:30 remaining. Seattle with another chance to grow their lead.
Did you say another chance to blow their lead?
Grow?
Oh. Those are different.
Well, a little gust of wind. I feel a big breeze coming through. We'll see how this affects this point. With just over a minute remaining. Got to lose yard to gain yards. Right back to the same spot.
Future with that catch block off of that Blady throw.
Timeout called. 55 seconds remaining.
I'm going to continue to reiterate that Thorpe looks best when she's not throwing and forcing things. Thorpe looks best with like small ball resets and then making spectacular plays in the end zone. I would say that, you know, there are other players for whom that is true on Tempest. Sam Rodenberg is another player. Phenomenal in the end zone.
You really see that rain coming down now.
Yeah, players wearing their base layers because it's just gross weather outside.
It's not so much a mist anymore. It looked like full-on raindrops.
Yeah. Players getting their jackets on the sideline, trying to make sure they're staying warm, covering in hats.
I bet that's a warm coat. Spalding.
As the sun is setting here in Seattle, we're gonna see some of that funky lighting happening, and it continuing to get colder.
Dietrich with an easy block. Tempest get it right back.
Campana throws the turn and gets the block. And has a drop.
Slippery slopes right now. We'll see who can batten down the hatches and secure this goal. With 10 seconds left, Dietrich steps.
That was not the time for Dietrich to put up the huck. With 10 seconds left, that was the time to make sure they kept possession.
Yeah, gifting Seattle a chance to score here. With 6 seconds remaining, they'll likely have the last possession of the quarter.
They don't need to rush it. They just need to keep possession.
Campana comes down with it. The point continues under the Sioux. Now Spalding gathers her feet. Loving that over-the-top throw. Sioux surveying. Rodenberg now. The sure-handed O-line.
Alexa Kirkland was cutting in previous seasons with Tempest, but is now back full-time as a handler, and I think is really thriving there, especially this game.
Pushes it through. Rodenberg unable to connect. Seattle does not score at the end of the quarter. But nonetheless, are going into the fourth with a 7-point lead. Anything you want to say before the fourth, Charlie?
Tempest has their foot on the gas. They're pushing. You know, this is the team that's like, hey, we're the defending champions. Like, y'all are counting us out, but we still got stuff.
I was really thinking that, like like some of the pieces who are the core, like they're still here, and they have this experience and that championship pedigree, and they can flex that muscle whenever they feel.
So stay tuned for this last quarter of Ultimate and this doubleheader here in cheery, sunny, wonderful, warm Seattle. JK.
Fish in pursuit, but it is caught. Teresa Zettner.
What an incredible!
Oh, my goodness, the layout grab from Kristen Pajunas.
I just stood up. I couldn't even sit for that. First of all, the angle of that throw. Second of all, the finish. And watch the inside out. Just look at the angle of this throw. What a great grab.
Hi, I'm Cheryl Sue, and I'm number 24. This year's team is going to look a little bit different, but I'm excited to see this version of Tempest build our identity and find our way to play and represent Seattle as a new group. Winning back-to-back titles was awesome, but we never want to be satisfied with what we've achieved in the past. I'm sure that this year's Tempest team is going to be hungry to grow and improve, and I'm excited to continue to build chemistry and dial in our systems.
OT. Number 7, Giants and Chargers, Justin Herbert. Wait a minute. Hang on a minute.
Nope. Looks like that's Western Ultimate League Frisbee. I'd know it anywhere.
It looks like Cody Lippincott, right? Mm-hmm. Laying out, well done.
All right, so I'm going to just guess.
Hi, my name is...
Welcome back to Occupied Duwamish territory. We got a fourth quarter action here, Colorado versus Seattle. Caitlin rolling. Gets us going. As the clock starts to tick. Colorado looking to gain some momentum here to cut into this deficit. No time like the present. Shigley getting it right back. I thought that Siegel was the disc. Emily Decker with a run through, setting up Seattle with a chance to grow their lead. Stephanie Lim gets it back from Chidi, throws it up to Elmi. Elmi to Decker with the bookends.
There's a lot of players with bookends this game.
Oh yeah, we got a whole library. Dewey Decimal System. The lead grows to 8 now.
Decker, someone who had just moved to the Seattle area last year, really had is awesome to see out here with this Tempest squad.
Oh, snap. She's from Anchorage.
Got a little Alaska connection there.
Yeah, that's cool. Oh.
Thinking about some of the players who are here and some of the players who aren't here, Colorado is missing. Kristen Reed is here, but not playing right now. We did see a brief sighting of Aubrey Dietrich, who, given how little she's playing, must be injured. She normally carries a huge load for the Alpenglow. Yeah. They're also missing Emily Grimes and Maddie Boyd and Alicia Dixon. You know, so a somewhat incomplete roster for the Alpenglow. Tempest missing Cassie Wong, Greta Eisenbright out with an injury. So I think there are more pieces missing for Colorado than are for Tempest today. Pick called on the field.
In the hands of Moorcroft.
Conferring with the observer about where the disc comes back into play exactly. Lights have just come on in the stadium. We're in that wonderful time of day where there's a little bit of sunlight left, but not quite enough. Sometimes that transition from daylight to stadium lights can be challenging for players. We'll see if it makes an impact here.
Ooh, a lot of pressure from Whiffler. Veldman comes down with it. Good step around. McLaughlin holsters.
Jazerski calling travel. McLaughlin not happy about it.
The observers working hard here today. Veldman. Oh, throw and go. Looking to stay in. Oh.
Speaking of the observers, appreciation to the observers, Kate Dare and Jason Wilkinson. Thank you for being here and being the observers.
I observe all your hard work.
I observe Veldman going all out for that grab.
I observe the rain slowing down as it connects up to. Ooh. Jazerski now lets it rip. Whiffler in the end zone with a deep connection. Adds to Seattle's lead, now up to 9 with 9 remaining. Wow.
Fire.
Oh yeah.
And that is why Jazerski recently made Team USA. I think like that's such a classic play, you know, snagging it out of the air and that like shoot from the hips, like so much power that she's able to get. Whiffler totally alone downfield.
Ooh. Gorgeous release.
Whiffler had a great read there. Recently graduated from the University of Washington. First year on Tempest. Her brother, Nate Whiffler, plays on the Cascades. So we got a little brother-sister pro-ultimate action going on here.
Family ties.
They have some conversations around who's the better Whiffler.
At the dinner table, maybe?
Also, one of the other siblings recently had a baby, so they recently became aunt and uncle.
Drea Baroma, chill out. Centers to Nelson. Pesh now, scanning. Thorpe with nobody around. Now to the middle. Pass to Tran. Alpenglow get one back.
It's a really nice hold from the Alpenglow. As this is a divisional matchup, point differential potentially could matter.
Yeah.
So, you know, in determining who gets to go to championship weekend, only 2 of the 3 teams in each of the conferences will get to advance to championship weekend. And even within that placement for, you know, who is quote unquote at home, although it will be in Colorado regardless.
Yeah.
Like, that does matter. You know, do you want to play San Diego Super Bloom? If you finish second in our division, you're probably going to be playing Super Bloom, who will almost certainly have locked up the Southwest Division. They've already clinched their berth into playoffs and will almost certainly be at the top. You know, you'd rather to get to your path by playing whoever else.
You want to do yourself some favors if you can.
So there's an incentive here that even if there's 8 minutes left, even if Alpenglow can't score enough points to win, the number of points they score to close that differential will make a difference coming down the line.
And here comes that difference right now as Tempest give them a shot here.
Break
Connect
opportunity.
downfield to Dietrich. There goes those bows. Now Tran. Oh.
Spalding with the D. And the immediate shot.
The pace is picking up here as time continues to tick away. Cat Chung, stop it.
What a block by Cat Chung.
Spalding up to Sue. Good placement for Rodenberg.
I think that's the best block that's the best play I've ever seen Cat Chung make. That was so clean. Oh, it gives me chills.
Oh, the hook. Rodenberg connects.
DeVault. Second goal of the game for DeVault.
Wow. Series of unfortunate events there. But the difference remains 9. Seattle in the 20s now. Their goal average is surely going up this game.
Absolutely. Hannah DeVault went to the University of Texas. Says that her strengths are her explosiveness and acceleration, as well as catching under pressure. And I think that those are definitely things that we see, you know, we're seeing right there. They're putting a lot of pressure on her, and she's able to come up with, you know, multiple goals of that 20.
Texas tough. Jezerski lets it rip, gets us going as we tick under 7 minutes. Colorado on the attack now. Oh, let it go. Veldman in the deep space. Sets it up.
That play looks almost identical to a prior possession for Tempest. Same third, like first initial away shot to Veldman, and then Veldman leading to McLaughlin for the goal. You know, all in a very skinny vertical window, all really aggressive downfield shots with just enough touch at the end for those players to run onto it. Strong work by the Alpenglow.
McLaughlin showing some emotion, trying to hyper team up, saying it's not over, let's get it. Yeah. I hear you.
McLaughlin knows they have more to give. They have more to show.
Fastest Carmen with the pull. Now Kirkland. Oh, perfect opportunity for Alpenglow to attack that point diff. Lavoie, haven't heard much this game. Swinging it off his D-trick. Oh. Seattle picking up. Kirkland of Sue.
Sue laid out.
Oh.
Sue doesn't lay out. That's a big deal.
Oh, man. It's a new year for the Tempest. Seeing things we haven't seen before.
But seeing things we have seen before, Dietrich with the bows.
Oh, yeah. The bow flex. Oh, break mark up the line. Find a spot. Oh. Nobody home.
That was a very D-line throw. You know, players are going to put the cross field, not a particularly great angle, a little bit risky.
Trying to get it over with.
That's why they're on the D-line.
Back to Rodenberg.
Colorado's doing a good job clogging up the throwing lanes here. Trying to make it harder for Tempest to find those spaces downfield. Forcing them into small windows.
Pick. Go Tempest. It's a good flag. Freestyle. And we're live. Campana. Nice slash and cut for Kirkland. Lets it go. Keeping the inside is Lavoie, who avoids giving up a goal.
Great block by Lavoie. But the throw by Kirkland was questionable. Rodenberg didn't have steps. Rodenberg was behind.
Yeah, that picture is like, are they open? Are they not?
He wasn't open.
Yeah.
Lavoie had won the matchup before they just won up.
That was almost a turn the page situation.
Mm-hmm. And smartly, Colorado recognizing the importance of this possession. Now that they have the disc back, knowing that they have to go the full 80 yards, pulling out, calling a line of players they want to close this, to score this point. Again, point differential here does matter. It does make a difference. Even if the outcome of the game at this point likely won't change.
It's the little things. I don't know if they're waving at me. That's the worst. When you think someone's acknowledging you and you look back, they're talking to somebody else. Awkward. 4 minutes, 20 seconds remaining. We're about to tap it in. Nelson. They are still having fun out here. Sorry, go ahead.
Nelson has some big throws. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw them use them right now.
Ooh. That was clutch. Oh. Right around the arm of Slim. Good connection. Oh.
Nice mark by Decker to make Veldman think twice about that.
Switch downfield. Veldman lets it rip. Pesh in pursuit. Comes down with it. Collects it. Colorado timeout. Works out. Cuts into the lead.
Levin scored that goal.
I stand corrected. Sarah Levin comes down with it.
I think behind Thorpe Levin is scoring the most goals this game. Levin doing a really good job creating space. Again, not necessarily open at the moment the throw goes up, but gains that separation, so you're catching passes uncontested. And that was a break.
It was a break. Cutting the lead down to 7.
Credit to the coaches for calling that timeout, putting your O-line in, get that break.
If you don't use it, you lose it. DeVault gets the dump off.
We're in go with the disc.
McLaughlin. It's a back throw and go. Sevier to the spot. Connection in the end zone. Colorado stacking them up now. Getting points back. That's another break.
That's some fire. That's what they need. You can see the party coming back, the joy, along with the goals being scored.
McLaughlin showing that energy and keeping it rolling here.
Going every other from McLaughlin.
Levier. Nice kick. Down to 6 now with under 3 minutes to go.
Still statistically impossible for them to win this game.
Seattle a little on cruise control, you think?
I think so. We have it in the bag. We know what we're doing.
Sometimes bags break. I'm just saying. You ever gone grocery shopping and they don't double bag it?
Seattle needs to up their defensive pressure here if they want to keep the lead that they have against Colorado.
Same thing with them. Point differential can mean the same for Seattle. So winning with a higher margin is ideal.
Yeah, going into this game, Colorado was +2 and Tempest was -7 in terms of point differential. So that's a pretty substantial point differential. Timeout called, disc in the middle of the field.
I think the coaches are thinking about that point diff too. Like seeing the importance of it. With 2 minutes to go, we can get those 7 points back.
And I think that seeing that the team's loosening up a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, there's not quite as much intensity, not quite as much fire, not quite as much closeness. And
little embers, not quite a fire anymore, you know.
Yeah. And not to take away credit from Alpenglow. Alpenglow is ramping it up. They're pushing. Yeah. So it's not just like a one-sided thing. Alpenglow is taking advantage. They are bringing energy. They are creating energy from their joy for playing with each other. And simultaneous to that, Tempest is like, we're chill.
Yeah, Glow.
If I were Alpenglow here, I would come out with some sort of junk something. You still have just under half the field to go. You have time to set up players in exactly where you want them to be.
Wood stack.
Oh, they're doing it. Yes. Stick a poach down that deep space. Make it really hard to throw.
What a catch by Rodenberg. Whipfler, isolated. Ooh. That poach in the back. Fast as Carmen.
Was sitting there the whole time. And Tempest again, being a little bit lackadaisical, played right into it.
Turn on the Jets. Yeah, Glow. Shimmy, good shimmy. Fine Cobb, let one go. Oh, just over the hands of Lorto. Aubrey Dietrich cuts into the lead even further. Now at 5. Yeah, Glow.
That's a run. Just over a minute left. Alpenglow is showing that they're ready. They're fighting. They see what's at stake here.
The weather passed through. You see less and less miscues happening. The disc is a little drier.
A little colder.
A little colder.
But drier.
Less wind. I don't see the flags moving. Should be in for a good finish here with 1 minute remaining. See if Colorado can keep this break thing going.
You know, I think especially because these two teams will play each other again in 1 week, it really just sets the stage of, you know, kind of the mental chess match between the coaches. How are we going to tweak our games? And there's winning the literal game on the field of points.
Oh, here comes their chance.
And there's also winning that emotional game.
Oh, Spalding getting horizontal.
Well, Spalding threw the turn, so they knew they had to get it back.
Veldman in the middle of the field. Let the big one go. Oh, nobody home. Seattle under 30 seconds.
Foul on the throw. But we'll go back to Veldman. Uncontested.
They're almost like, yeah, you right.
Well, the way the rules are written, it's really hard for there to be a foul, a throwing foul, and it's for a mark to genuinely contest it. They would have to be utterly still. And Barone was a great mark. Barone was moving, so it's going to be a foul on the mark.
.25 seconds remain. Bonas gets it off. And back. 13, 12, 10. Veldman left it rip. Finds one at the buzzer. Emily Decker says no. The lead will be 5. Sheesh. What a game.
I think that games like that showcase the depth of talent that both teams have. You know, Tempest came out hard early and built up a big lead. Alpenglow took a little bit longer to ramp up and to get there. And if we'd had another quarter, the outcome of this game totally could have been different. It really looked like Alpenglow was just hitting their stride. And so the lesson for them is, can they take where they ended this game and take it into next week when they're in front of their home crowd in Colorado at elevation in their stadium that has its own weird wind patterns, you know, where the disc is going to fly differently because of elevation. Will they be able to take that to their advantage to flip this score and get themselves a win?
Sure. Well, the sun sets on this game, but these two teams will see each other next week, like you were saying. And yeah, I'm Zigno Zag.
I'm Charlie Mercer.
Thanks for tuning in with us. We'll see you next time here in Seattle.